Speedway, and this is the way they are going to go. Inside row number one, driver of the number 39 here tonight, that is Ryan Bartlett. And on the outside will be Nick Webb in the 27W. Tyler Meeks, number 28, and Scott Webb's number 18W make up row number two. Row number three, Jordan McCready, the number 9J, and Ryan Arbuthnot in the number R70 make up your third row. Row number four, it'll be Kevin Poitras, the 73, and Billy Dunn in the number 9 machine. Lee Gill in the 57A sits inside row number five. Outside him, it'll be Danny O'Brien in the number 17D. Inside your sixth row, Preston Forbes, a 45R, and on the outside, that'll be Brady Gill in the 51, excuse me, and rounding out the field will be Mike Mandigo in the number 26 machine.
Son, he doesn't want to become junior.
So down into turn number 3 and 4, our final nights for these modifieds. Billy Dunn, your point leader. Coming into tonight's racing action, Ryan Arbuthnot chasing him. Green flag is in the air. Ryan Bartlett's going to work off the bottom of turn number 1. He'll be your leader down the backstretch. Nick Webb settles into the number 2 spot as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Down to the bottom of the racetrack, they will work. It'll be Bartlett right in the middle of the speedway with the 27 and Nick Webb chasing him. Tyler Meeks up to the number 3 spot as they go down into turn number 3 and 4. Jordan McCready comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. In the number 9, he'll hold on to spot number 4 as they go racing down the backstretch. Scott Webb will work outside him in the number 18W. They go to turn number 4. Webb goes up the hill, opens the door to the inside. Nobody able to take advantage as they come down the front stretch. Kevin Poitras holding on to that next spot. Billy Dunn's just going to drive underneath them over in turn number 2. But Poitras able to hold off Dunn as they work off the north end of the speedway. Down the backstretch, they will go to turn number 3 this time. Dunn's going to drive right underneath the Kevin Poitras number 73. Billy Dunn, the only car running the bottom of the racetrack. Everybody is up about 2 grooves off the bottom. And Dunn making it stick right at the inside of the speedway. Bartlett down the backstretch, 4-car advantage out in front of Nick Webb's right. We got a car around over in turn number 2 on the backstretch. Caution flag is going to wave. The 57 of Lee Gill facing the wrong direction over there in turn number 2. Got twisted around in the knot, back down into that implement tire on the inside of the racetrack, and looks like he's able to get the 57 fired back up.
Car's rolling, car's rolling.
Lee Gill driving the Riley Gill number 57 here this evening. Gets that car turned back around, but now not sure if he's going to be able to keep it going. And looks like very quickly Van Tassels are going to back up to the number 57 over on the backstretch. Well, as we said, Billy Dunn coming into tonight's racing action, your points leader. Ryan Arbuthnot a handful of points back from him as we get ready to go back to racing here in just another lap. A lot of heavy damage to the back of Lee Gill's number 57. He backed into the tire over on the backstretch and it sheared the left rear right off the race car. Looks like the hub on that, the tire, everything broke right off, and a lot of sheet metal damage to the back left panel on that number 57. The inside, that is Ryan Bartlett in Tyler Bartlett's car here this evening. Bartlett will fire first over in turn number 3 and 4. He'll pound the throttle at the bottom of the racetrack. And they're going to stack him up 3 wide to the number 2 spot. Bartlett off the bottom of the racetrack, side by side. He and Nick Webb in a battle down to turn number 3 and 4. Webb to the outside of the racetrack. Bartlett on the bottom. They'll continue to run side by side. Both cars bobble a little bit off forward, but it looks like Bartlett will have a nose out in front when they come to the line. Down to the inside of the racetrack, Nick Webb works to the outside of Speedway. Bartlett gets a better run off turn number 2, and now here comes Nick Webb right back to the outside. Jordan McCready watches this battle unfold in front of him, and he closes to within 2 car lengths of that lead battle. Keep an eye on Billy Dunn, not content to just sit back there and run. He comes to the inside of Tyler Meeks down into turn number 1 and 2. Billy Dunn's going to slide underneath Tyler Meeks off turn number 2. Meeks runs right into the back bumper of Dunn as they exit turn number 2. Down into turn number 3 and 4. Ryan Bartlett trying to hold off a hard charging field behind him. Here comes Jordan McCready down to the bottom of the racetrack. McCready's going to get underneath Nick Webb as they exit turn number 2. Webb races right back to the outside of the speedway. Billy Dunn, your points leader, is up to number 4. They work through turn number 3 and 4. Dunn not done yet as he comes to the bottom of the racetrack, looking to the inside of Nick Webb down into turn number 1 and 2. Ryan Bartlett trying to run away from this field, and Hyde works off turn number 2, about 5 car lengths out in front of Jordan McCready's number 9. McCready now has company. Here comes Billy Dunn to the inside of the racetrack. McCready goes up the hill, hits that cushion to the outside. Dunn turns it down to the inside. Side by side, they'll go down to turn number 1 and 2. Billy Dunn, the extreme bottom of the racetrack, takes over the second spot off turn number 2. Down the backstretch, they will go that last time by. Billy Dunn ran a 19.272, fastest lap of the race so far. Billy Dunn up to spot number 2, works off that second turn about 4 car lengths back from the Ryan Bartlett number 93. Billy Dunn started back in the 8th starting position, and he'll work off turn number 4. A few car lengths back from Ryan Bartlett. Now the 90th Jordan McCready back to the 3rd spot. Scott Webb able to get back to that 4th position. He'll get in front of Tyler Meeks as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch, and caution flag will wave. Caution flag will wave. We got a car stop to the outside of the speedway. That is Preston Forbes, the 45R, stopping on the outside of the racetrack, and Forbes going to turn that car all the way around and head back towards the pit area. Preston Forbes out of Potsdam, New York. Forbes started out the early part of the season in a sportsman car, and then about midway through decided to try the modified side and slid up to run with our modified division here. Again, we got to thank all the great lights are off. We get ready to go back to green. 11 laps in the book. Bill Isley Sr. ready to turn the FX Caprera Can-Am pace truck down to the infield. We'll get ready to go back to green one more time over turn number 3 and 4. Steve Rickett up into the flag stand one more time as the green go stick in hand. Ryan Bartlett will fire first. He'll bring him off turn number 4. Billy Dunn works to the outside. Ryan Bartlett, bottom of the speedway. Billy Dunn says, "Squeeze me, I'm going out to the front." And your points leader just drove out to the front of the field. Not content to just run around here tonight and collect a championship, he has made his way out in front of the field. Billy Dunn, your leader. Ryan Bartlett second, followed by Scott Webb. Webb up to that number 3 spot as he'll get a nose underneath the number 9 of Jordan McCready. He'll take that spot away, and now we got contact between Webb and Tyler Meeks midway down the backstretch. Meeks comes out on the better side of that as he'll get out in front of Scott Webb. Jordan McCready able to drive right back by him. Cross flags are out. We are halfway home. Kevin Poitras contact with the Gill number 51, and Gill slides all the way across the infield, all the way up to the bottom of turn number 1, facing the wrong direction. And the caution flag is going to wave once again. So Brady Gill got tangled up with Kevin Poitras coming off turn number 4. Gill takes a long slide of turn number 3 and 4. Dunn will fire first. And Dunn's going to take off right there in the turn of 3 and 4. Ryan Bartlett goes to the outside of the speedway. Tyler Meeks going to be side by side with Jordan McCready. Battle for the number 3 spot as they work out turn number 2. They switch lanes out to Jordan McCready down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll slide right underneath the number 28 of Meeks, and he'll take over spot number 3. Back up front, Billy Dunn opens up about a 4-car length or lead over the 39 of Ryan Bartlett. As they work down into turn number 1 and 2 down the backstretch, they will go just over 10 laps here remaining. Under 10 laps, I should say, as Billy Dunn works the RLM Motorsports number 9 off turn number 4. He'll come racing down the front stretch, followed by Ryan Bartlett. Then it's Jordan McCready, Tyler Meeks, Nick Webb, and the 18W of Scott Webb. Scott Webb very quickly making his way back up through the field is just going to power underneath Nick Webb down the backstretch. And Scott Webb very quickly making his way back up through the field. They work off turn number 2. It continues to be Billy Dunn by about half a straightaway over Ryan Bartlett down the backstretch, followed by Jordan McCready's number 9 as McCready now comfortably into the number 3 spot. Heads to turn number 3 and 4. Nick Webb, the next car in, Tyler Meeks, the next car in line as they work off turn number 4. That last time by Billy Dunn, an 18.812. 18.812, just shy of 100 miles an hour average lap speed. He'll go down into turn number 1 and 2, and that motor's digging all the way around the corner. Ryan Bartlett back to the number 2 spot. Jordan McCready trying to hold on to 3rd, has company now. Tyler Meeks getting back to striking distance on McCready. So the battle for the number 3 spot, the one that's shaping up as they work off turn number 4. 5 fingers up, 5 more laps to go on the regular season here for the modifieds at Can-Am as Billy Dunn continues his performance down into turn number 3 and 4. There's that battle for spot number 3. Again, shaping up off turn number 2 as Jordan McCready is able to hold that 3rd spot. Tyler Meeks has been all over his back bumper. Meeks not able to get by him as they work off turn number 4. McCready down to the bottom of the racetrack again. They'll swing into turn number 3 and 4. McCready drifts up just a little bit, but Meeks not close enough to take advantage. Now side by side, Scott Webb just drove around the outside of Kevin Poitras and took spot number 6 away. Off turn number 4, they will go, and it continues to be Scott Webb doing an awesome job getting that car right back into the mix. Things 19.49 that last time around as they work down into turn number 3 and 4. Parallel sticks are up. Billy Dunn putting on a dominating performance as he'll race down through turns number 1 and 2 with just 2 more laps to go. Ryan Bartlett comfortably into that number 2 spot, followed by the 9 of Jordan McCready. Fire down here on the number 26 of Mike Mandigo, and that's going to bring a immediate yellow flag as Mandigo slow to the outside of the racetrack. We have a fire. So very quickly, we can see Mike Mandigo climbing out of this side of the race car over in turn number 2. Mike Mandigo, a big fire underneath that number 26 car. First time out here with it in the 2018 racing season, a car they picked up earlier this year. Here at the Can-Am Speedway, this time in a small block modified. So the field doubled up 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 as we get ready to go back at it. One more time down to turn number 3 and 4. Billy Dunn, your leader, will fire first to the inside of the racetrack. Off turn number 4, green flag and white flag together. For the final time down to turn number 1 and 2. They will go a couple of cars getting together mid-pack as they work off turn number 2 down the backstretch for the final time. Turn number 3 and 4. They work off turn number 4. Billy Dunn brings the RLM number 9 off turn number 4. Checker flags are in the air. Dunn's going to get the win. Ryan Bartlett second. Third will go to the Jordan McCready number 9. He'll be followed by Scott Webb, Nick Webb, Kevin Poitras, Tyler Meeks, and Brady Gill.
28-18, take it easy.
Going to back it up not only with the point championship, but a feature win to close it out. Put your hands together. Your Whitesboro Plow Shop modified winner. Here's Billy Dunn. Billy, congratulations. Not content just to sit back there and ride tonight.
No, the way this track was, it was really, really fast, but it was actually pretty racy. It was pretty got pretty wide there, but I didn't want anybody to get out front too far. I couldn't catch them. A couple of them restarts helped me a little bit, and once I got out front, I could just kind of run where I needed to.
Yeah, this car again, like you said, it worked inside, outside, didn't matter. So once you got out front, you put it to the bottom, and you ran one of the quickest laps of the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, clean air. This track's so fast. Even when it's slick, it's fast, and clean air means so much on these cars. And like I said, I just tip my hats to my crew. You know, they worked their butts off. Didn't really start out the year the way I wanted to, but we sure have finished pretty good, and hopefully we can get another one next week.
I said coming back to the small blocks this year after a couple of big block championships here, you said you did struggle the first couple weeks out.
No, I mean, actually we've run small blocks here for 3 years now, but we just what was working before wasn't working. What we're doing now is really, really different, but we've hit on something. Hopefully it keeps us rolling into next week.
People you want to thank, Bill?
My crew, RLM Motorsports, Integra Racing Shocks, Bicknell Racing Products, Number 1 Speed, Engine Research. This is a little motor that could. It's like every night I'm worried about how fast the track is, and we don't have enough motor. Man, we just pull some gear out of it and it goes.
And another championship to the name.
Yeah, it's great. You know, I think back to all the people I watched growing up here, Carlisle, O'Brien's, and I mean the list goes on, and to win 3 in a row here, and I think this is our 5th championship. It's pretty special.
All right, congratulations. Billy Dunn is going to be your 2018 Whitesboro Plow Shop Dirt Car 358 modified champion and modified winner here tonight, and he is going to draw our 50.